All right, so today we're going to be talking about translations. So our topic is translations. Translations are a transformation. These are notes for 9-2. And the untechnical word for a translation is to vertically and or horizontally slide a figure. So we're going to move a figure up, down, right, or left. We're not flipping it. We're not turning it. We're not stretching it. We're not shrinking it. We're just moving it. So you ought to find this fairly simple. And again, I could teach you the math behind it, but I teach essentially by plotting the pre-image, and then you just move every point, right, left, up, down, whatever it is. It's kind of like playing Battleship a little bit. Anybody ever play Battleship here? Oh, okay, good. Then you guys have had a good childhood. You do play board games. All right. There is some symbolic form which I'm not going to really focus on, but we'll go ahead and write it down anyway. You've got your ordered pair XY. This maps onto, that's what the little arrow means, it maps onto X plus H, comma, Y plus K. Have we seen the X with the H before and the Y with the K before?
Yes.
Yeah, where? Where have we seen that? The equation of a circle, okay? So here, H is going to represent a right-left movement. Is a right-left movement horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. So H represents the horizontal movement. And we'll call it a shift. And then K represents the vertical shift. So as we look at some problems, I mean, some of you really would prefer just to do the math and figure out the ordered pairs first and then plot them, and you're welcome to do that. However, I'm going to generally plot, and you just need to know what they're giving you in their notation. So for instance, here's the notation for the translation. So X comma Y, each ordered pair, maps onto X plus 5, Y plus 7. So what does the plus 5 mean the figure is going to be doing? It's going to be moving up, down, right, or left. If X is a horizontal, how can it move up? Okay, what have you got in front of you? Oh, beautiful. I thought you were doing your homework. So if it's affecting X, it's going to be a right-left movement. If it's positive, it's going to go to the right. If it's negative, it's going to go to the left. What's the plus 7 going to do on the Y? What's it going to do? Go up. So our directions for every ordered pair is going to be right 5 and then up 7. So let's plot our pre-image. And you always have to plot the pre-image, so I have to see both of them. You can't just plot the result. So our pre-image is our plane Q, R, S, and T. So go ahead and plot those points. And remember to use your straight edge to connect the points. I can't use a straight edge, but you can. So we have a rectangle. And for every point of that rectangle, we're going to move it right 5 and up 7. As long as you've plotted the correct pre-image, your image point should be accurate. So I'm going to plot my image in red. So I'm going to take Q and I'm going to go right 5 and up 7. Bless you. So there's Q prime. What ordered pair is that? Read it. What ordered pair is it? -1, +6. And if you had just added 5 to -6, you get a 1, and add 7 to a -1, you get a 6. So you can do it mathematically as well. All right, so you continue plotting your points. All right, so look up here when you're done. Check your work. All right, so any issues with that? All right, then you do number 6 on your own. So while you're doing it on your own, I'm going to do it up here so you can't see it. So plot your pre-image, then figure out what your notation is telling you to do, and move that every point up, down, right, left that amount. So share your findings, including your ordered pairs, with those around you. Share, share, share. I don't hear you talking. Are you not done yet? I'm moving super slow. All right, so check your work with what's up here. How did you do? Your ordered pairs for A prime are 1, 5, B prime 4, 6, C prime 5, 3, and D prime negative 1, 1. You should note that when you translate figures, the size and shape of the image does not change. So it doesn't get bigger, smaller, it doesn't get distorted, it's rigid, it should remain the same. What happens if there's nothing being added or subtracted from the x or the y term? How do you move that? What if it were just x comma y minus 1? What would your movement have been? Alyssa, what would your movement have been? If it were just an x here, nothing else, and then y minus 1, what would you have done? Just down 1. So you're not always going to go both a right, left, and an up, down movement. So if nothing's happening to x or y, you don't move it horizontally or vertically. Okay? So any questions on that? That's the easy translations. It's like baby math, right? All right, so flip it to the back. Then you've got these two problems here. So we're going to write a rule describing that translation. So you have to look at which of these is the pre-image and which is the image. So which is your resulting image? The left one or the right one? The right one, right? So this is our image right here. So all I want to do is look at one ordered pair. One ordered pair. So let's look at the D and compare it to D prime. So so our rule, let's go ahead and write a rule. So our rule is going to be x comma y maps onto x. So we're going to figure out what's happening to x. So x is moving to the right, isn't it? So a horizontal walk, if you will, and you have to walk horizontally and vertically. You can't walk diagonally. So how far horizontally do we walk until we get right below D prime? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So we are, and that's to the right. Correct, that's to the right, so wouldn't it be a plus 7? So then comma, y. So from here, from here, how far up do we go? 4, right? So then we're going to add 4 to the y. So you come up with a rule for this one here. Find what your image is versus your pre-image and figure out what did you do. Because if you go in the wrong direction, your signs are going to be off. So once you get the correct rule, I want you to discuss it with those at your table. Okay, so which is our image, our resulting figure? Is it the one on the left or the one on the right? Which one? Which one has the primes on it? That's going to make a difference. So if you chose the right one, you're wrong, because this is the one that has the primes on all the letters. So we went from here to here, the resulting image, right? The resulting image. So as I go from M to M prime, I'm moving horizontally left. How far? How far? Okay, so we're going to put a minus 4 because it's left. And then from here, how far up? 2. And that's a positive direction, so plus 2. So those should be easy, correct? If you are paying attention to which is the correct image versus pre-image. All right, so then let's look at 9. So the directions for 9 say graph and label each figure and its image under the given transformations, give the new coordinates. So you're going to have more than one. So they're going to combine reflections with translations. So my suggestion would be that we're going to you're going to end up plotting more than one figure on here. The one that has solid lines is the one that I'm going to look for your final answer. So for instance, let's just look at number 9. We have our pre-image, which is a triangle. So we're going to plot that. We're going to reflect it. It should say over the y-axis, or I'm sorry, over the x-axis, and then we're going to translate it. So rather than try to do that all in your head, I suggest that you do the reflection first and then translate. Okay? So let's go ahead and plot our pre-image. So plot your -3, 7. And then connect those with a straight edge. I can't, but you can. Then I want you to highlight your line of reflection. So if your line of reflection is the x-axis, I want you highlighting that x-axis. So there's my line of reflection. And we're going to go ahead and reflect this. And I'm going to plot the points. And I'm probably not going to connect the dots. Or you can connect them with a very light dashed line, because it's not our final answer. So then I'm going to reflect over the x-axis. So remember, with reflection, we want to see how far that each point is from our line of reflection, and then reflect it over that line in the opposite direction. So z prime, if you will, although it's not our true z prime, in other textbooks you'd see that this would be z prime, and then when we translate it, it'd be z double prime. You can do that if you want to. I'm okay with that. But I'm just going to plot the points. So this becomes z. And then y is just 1 unit away. So we're right here. And then x is 7 units away. So there's our x. Now you could do a little dashed line through here if you want to kind of connect those. You don't have to, because that's not our actual answer. So then once we do that, we're going to translate that. And this is our translation rule right here. What does that mean we're going to do? What direction right? Or what direction, right or left? What's the plus 9 mean?
Right.
So we're going to go right 9, and the plus 2? Up 2. So every point gets moved. So my final result, so I'm going to go right 9 for the y. Let's just start with a y. And then up 2, so y should be right here. So this is y prime. What's that ordered pair? Did I miss? I must have missed. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, so what's the ordered pair for y prime? What's its x value? 7, and its y value? 1. And then z, we're going to move right 9. And then up 2. So doesn't that put it right on the x-axis? What's that ordered pair? Yeah, this is z prime.
It's 4 up 0.
To the right 4 and up 0. So it should be 4, 0. And then the last one is our x. There's our x prime. And what ordered pair is that?
6 negative
6, negative 5. And then draw your lines. And I'm going to shade that one in just to make it clear that that's my answer. So again, you want to make sure that this right here is either not connected or dashed. Because if you connect it with a solid line, I don't know which of these 3 answers is your answer. I'm assuming that when you label it x prime, y prime, z prime, that's your answer. And then also make sure you're getting those correct. All right, so then I would like you to do 11 on your own. Bless you. So this time on this one, you're translating first. So share your answer with those around you. So here's the answers, so that you can ask. How do we do on that? So you first should have translated it, right 6 and down 8 first. So this is the first transformation, if you will, right here. And then from there, draw your line of reflection, which is the y-axis, and now count how far each point is from that y-axis and plot them. And then you just have to name the ordered pairs. As long as you're accurate in your graphing, it should be easy. And you do the transformations in the order that they give them to you. So how'd you do? Are we feeling good? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit harder one. So 10, notice it has a reflection in the line y equals x. It's a little bit harder, but you should know how to plot y equals x by now. So let's go ahead and plot our pre-image first. So we're going to plot the QRST. So plot 2, -1. 7, 1. 6, -2, and 1, -4. Connect with a straight edge, unlike me. That should look like a parallelogram. So that's just our pre-image. So in order to reflect in the line y equals x, we have to plot in that line. So we're going to go ahead and put in that line, and you should know that it goes to the origin, and then it's 1, 1, 2, 2, and so forth. So use your straight edge to connect that line of reflection so it's a nice, accurate reflection. Mine's a little wiggly. Really hard to draw a straight line on this. And then do you remember how we reflect over this line? We can't just count distances, right? Do you remember what we did on Friday? You just switch the x and the y, right? So we're going to go ahead and plot these vertices up here, but in the reverse order. So, but this is just our first transformation, so we're not going to connect those points. So we're going to plot -1, 2 for Q. But make sure that you label them. And then R is going to be 1, 7. And then S is going to be -2, positive 6. And then T is going to be -4, positive 1. So once you look at your 4 plotted points, does it look like this is a reflection of this? The Q's you could connect with a perpendicular line through that line of reflection. Same thing with the S's, same thing with the R's, and same thing with the T. And the line of reflection appears to be in the middle. So this is your reflection over y equals x. Yes.
So how do you
All we did was plot these 4 points, right? But we reversed them. So instead of plotting 2, -1, you plot -1, 2. Right? So go ahead and plot those. plot them in reverse. Plot 1, 7 instead of 7, 1. So you're just flipping them. What would you do if it were y equals negative x? How would you plot that reflection? Switch the x and y and switch the sign. So you have to do both. When it's y equals negative x, you have to switch the x and y and switch the sign. Here we're not switching the sign, we're just switching the x and the y. Then the translation is pretty simple, right? What's our translation going to be? What's our right-left movement? So here's what we're looking at. What's our right-left movement? The negative 3 is left 3. And what's the negative 7? Down 7. So you're going 2 negative directions from the reflected points. Okay? So you plot as you will. And then name your order pairs as you go. So there's your resulting figure right here. And here should be your final resulting ordered pairs if you did it correctly. And then we're doing one final one. So you do 12. And I'll quietly do it up here, and I'll even let you look at it, but you do 12. Alright, so when you're done, look up here, check your ordered pairs, see how you did. So you can see that these become a little bit more complicated. You want to take your time on these because one wrong ordered pair messes you up. Now, you do want to be looking and making sure that your shape has not changed. Size and shape should not change. These are rigid transformations. So any issues, problems, concerns? Good.